Welcome to the video everyone. Today we are going to look at the GameMax Razer mouse. I brought this from Amazon a week or two ago for £15 including postage. Now to be honest, I didn't expect much, as why would you? It's cost £15 and I've owned cheap mouse before, and with them you got what you paid for. A mouse that worked for browsing the internet, but wasn't nothing to write home about when it comes to gaming. In fact, most were terrible beyond belief, so I expected the same with this. But luckily for me and my £15 investment, that was not the case. For its price, it's actually a pretty good mouse. I have personally used it for a week or so solid, playing Call of Duty in my spare time, over my usual mouse, which is much more expensive, costing around £130. I also allowed my son to use this mouse on his Xbox One to play Roblox, and I think he might have played another couple of games. I personally watched him playing Roblox and it worked perfectly fine. So it's also a good option for an Xbox One mouse, paired of course with a keyboard in supported games. Now in comparison to my usual mouse, I haven't really noticed any difference in my performance in these games, which you can see playing in the background. Nearly always coming first, second or third. First was actually a regular placing for me during these games. And I'm no Call of Duty professional, I'm probably considered below average. But of course I do have my moments and even managed to win the Call of Duty 2 vs 2 tournament that is happening now using this mouse, which is also included in the footage showing on the screen. The button layout for this mouse is of course left mouse button, right mouse button, scroll wheel at the top there. We have two buttons on the side here, backwards and forwards, along with two more buttons on the top here for changing the DPI up and down. With 6 included DPI settings, which are 800, 1600, 2400, 4800 and 6400 DPI, so a decent range for its price, with the only information I could find about the sensor being used on the GameMax website that you can see on the screen. Now obviously I'm not a sensor expert and therefore can only go from my own past mouse usage. If I'm honest, I can't say I noticed anything bad relating to the sensor while playing, which as I said has been well over 10 hours of gameplay by now. The scroll wheel, as you can see, is made of some kind of metal, along with having a partial metal bottom that you can see there. There is also a small button on the left mouse button that allows for triple tap feature that I have tried out and seemed okay. But personally, I forgot it was there most of the time because I'm not used to using it. But certainly, it has its uses for someone who remembers to use it or sets to actively do so. The GameMax Razer's dimensions come in at 65 by 41 by 128mm, which places it on par with the G402 series from Logitech, though the GameMax Razer is of course half the price of the Logitech G402. The mouse itself comes with a 1.5 meter braided cable, which I must say is a nice touch for a budget-friendly mouse costing only £15 on Amazon. The GameMax Razer mouse weighs in at 160 grams with RGB lighting around the base, featuring 8 different colour modes from single colour to breathing, pulsing and rainbow effects. Its overall shape feels nice in the hand even after a few hours gaming, which is always good in my opinion. All round, I would say it's a decent mouse, not only for how well it performed, but also its price. A decent RGB mouse with a braided cable and 8 buttons for £15 or less is not to be sniffed at. Now of course, a review wouldn't be a review without cons, as we have heard about the many pros for this mouse, aside from its value, which is an obvious pro. The cons I would say are limited, but there is a couple. The side buttons here could be a bit stiffer, but I guess that is more personal preference than anything else. My other gripe is really a small one also, and probably more personal opinion. But I would prefer some kind of software with the mouse to change button assignments, lock in one DPI setting or your own custom DPI setting, and some RGB control maybe. Probably a bit much to expect for a £15 mouse, but what's wrong with wanting a bit more in the PC space? I suppose an argument could also be made for a longer cable, but as I said, it's a nice touch to have a braided cable with it and 1.5 meters to start. And I suppose the final con for this mouse, if you could even call it a con, would be that it won't make you play first person shooters like Shroud or other professional level FPS players. But then again, no mouse is going to do that for you. You have to do that yourself obviously. So in summary, if you are looking for a decent gaming mouse that won't break the bank, then this is one you should certainly consider. You could do a lot worse from plenty of mainstream companies in this price range and above it. I'm sure we've all made those mistakes before. And like I said earlier on in the video, it also works natively on the Xbox One for supported games. So there is an extra benefit there if you're looking to pick one up for your games console or perhaps for your child's games console. I think that's all I need to cover relating to this mouse. Like I said, it's a fairly decent mouse, especially for the price. Links to both GameMax and Amazon where you can buy the GameMax Razer mouse will be down in the description below for you to pick up your own one if you want to. I hope you enjoyed the video guys, I'll catch you next time.